So you are thinking about moving to Dallas, Texas, and you are trying to figure out if the Dallas suburbs is where you need to live, or you're looking to live in inner city Dallas. Well, you're in the right place, because in today's video, I'm going to be giving you 5 reasons as to why you may want to consider moving to the Dallas suburbs versus Dallas, Texas. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stay tuned. You don't want to miss it, and I'm going to get to it right now. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Dre the Realtor with Sukasa Realty, living it up in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Listen, guys, if this is your first time watching the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, working, playing, eating, and chilling in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, make sure you hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon next to it to be the first to know when we upload a new video. And listen, guys, me and my team, we help people relocate to the DFW Metroplex each and every day. So if you're interested in moving or relocating to the DFW Metroplex, give us a call, shoot us a text, or simply send us an email. Whatever you got to do to get in contact with us, we got your back when moving to the DFW Metroplex. So let's get straight to it. There are so many pros and cons of living in Dallas, Texas, but we're not talking about that today. In today's video, we're going to be talking about top 5 reasons as to why you should consider moving to the Dallas suburbs. So let's get straight to it. Number 1, the first reason why you should consider moving to the Dallas suburbs is because of the word suburb. You truly get that suburban feel when you think about moving to the Dallas suburbs. There are so many really great DFW suburbs, such as Plano, such as Frisco, Carrollton, Grand Prairie, so many different places out there, even Fort Worth and the DFW Metroplex, that have so much to offer, which is going to give you a different vibe than Dallas, Texas. And listen, guys, I've lived on the outskirts of Dallas, and I was paying about $600 for rent for a 2-bedroom apartment, right? I think in the other suburban the other suburban areas, you still get that luxury living, but you pay half of the price. And when I say about suburban living, I'm talking about nice streets, not that many potholes everywhere, quick access to highways, not having to be in traffic, shopping nearby. You got your Marshalls, Home Good, Target, all that good stuff. Whenever I think about the suburbs, I'm thinking about that true utopia living where I can feel safe and have a great time in the neighborhood that I'm living in. Not having to drive 10-15 minutes to a Walmart, not having to drive 5-10 minutes 10-15 minutes to a Marshalls or a Home Goods. Having all that stuff within a 5 to 10 minute radius is always good, and most of the DFW suburbs have that to offer. One of the things I love about the DF suburbs, which really make me feel make me get that suburban feel when living in the suburbs, is the fact that they have community centers and majority of the suburbs. So these community centers have really nice playgrounds you can take your kids. They have aquatic centers, and they also aquatic centers, like when I say aquatic centers, they have like water parks, like mini water parks. And it's like, if you see some of my vlogs, you'll actually see what I'm talking about. And then also they also have like baseball fields, soccer fields. So you pretty much get the best of both worlds. Like, who wouldn't want to live in a place where you can easily go walk, or ride a bike, or go experience nature, play kickball or something like that? Like, that's the American dream. When I think of suburbs, that is what I think about. But I'm not going to hold y'all up too long on that topic. We're going to get to number 2, and I would say the second reason why you should consider moving to the suburbs versus Dallas, Texas: affordability. I feel like, I'm not saying the suburbs are cheap, right? But I do feel like you get more bang for your buck in Dallas, Texas. So, I mean, not in Dallas, Texas, the suburbs. So I blogged houses within the $300,000 price range, as well as within the $400,000 price range in Dallas, Texas. And I was not impressed. Like, what you can get for that price range in different cities. You definitely get more land, more square footage, and you get a more appealing house. Like, a $300,000 house in Dallas was basically in the hood. I was like, oh wow. Like, when they say you're paying for the luxury of living in inner city Dallas, and yeah, you may be close to the Galleria, American Airlines, downtown, but is it really worth it? Is it really worth sacrificing that big beautiful yard, that new construction house that you're looking for. Those are some of the things that you really need to ask yourself when you're moving when you're considering moving to Dallas, Texas. And yes, Dallas really does have some really nice areas such as Highland Park, or I think it's Highland Park or University Park, one of those two. But those houses cost about 800,000 up. So are you willing to pay that $1 million price for that true suburban living in Dallas, Texas? Or do you want to go venture out to a suburb where you can get the same, when you can get a better house for a cheaper price? $500,000 house in Plano, Texas is a really good house, or anywhere else in the DFW Metroplex. $400,000 house is a really good house, but try to consider that in Dallas, Texas, and you will be definitely surprised as to what you can get. Actually, if you would like, you can check out my vlog and see what you can get within the $400,000 house in Dallas, Texas. And listen, guys, me and my team, we do not discriminate against anyone. We are willing to help anyone looking to buy or rent a house in the DFW Metroplex. So feel free to contact with us. That's why we're making these videos, to help your move smoother when moving to the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. So number 3, the third reason why you should choose the Dallas suburbs versus Dallas, Texas, is that there are a lot of new construction homes booming around the DFW, and majority of those houses are not actually being built in Dallas, Texas. They're being built in Fort Worth, Plano, Frisco, McKinney, Grand Prairie, Mansfield. All of these places are booming with new construction houses. And for those of you who are thinking about moving to the area within 6, 9 months, 10, 12 months, this is the perfect opportunity. Like I said, give us a call. We can lock that rate in for you. By the way, interest rates are rising up. So by the time you actually move here in 6 months, that it's going to be very expensive for you to secure a home. Prices are going to be up too as well. So new construction is definitely the way to go. And same thing, you get a lot of bang for your buck when you consider buying a new construction house versus a resale home. So just one thing to consider, a lot of these new construction homes are built in that master plan communities, which is going to be the next topic that I talk about. But new construction is definitely booming in the Dallas suburbs, which I think it just adds to that suburban feel when you're thinking about living in the Dallas suburbs. So number 4, master plan communities. One thing I love about DFW is the fact that they have so many master plan communities around the DFW. And these master plan communities, they have a park inside the neighborhood, most likely. Some of them have golf courses centered around the neighborhoods. Some of them have shops like within 2 minutes away. They have an elementary or middle school inside the neighborhood, tennis courts, basketball courts, like you name it. It is like paradise living in these places. And when I go vlog these places, I get so excited, because when I think of a neighborhood, I really like the fact that I can go out, walk on the sidewalk, look at some water that's in the lake that the neighborhood built, shoot some hoops, play some tennis with my kid if I had one, or play tennis with my wife, and sometimes they do have pools and aquatic centers. So definitely a benefit of living in a master plan community, and also a new build community as well. So you won't really find that many master plan communities in Dallas, Texas, to be completely honest. But if you venture out to the suburbs like Plano, Frisco, Fort Worth, McKinney, and there's other suburbs beside those. Those are the ones that came to the top of my mind. But if you look into those suburbs, or you look into the DFW suburbs, you'll definitely find those master plan communities. And if you just subscribe to my channel or give me a like, I will be posting a vlog about top master plan communities within the next upcoming weeks, to help you guys make that more informed decision when moving to Dallas, Texas. So the last topic that I want to talk about is convenience. So you're like, so let's get straight to number 5. The last topic that I want to talk about for reasons why you should move to a Dallas suburb versus Dallas, Texas, is convenience. There's so much convenience when living in these in the Dallas suburbs. Like I said, they have master plan community where literally everything is within a 5-minute radius from you, or 5 to 10 minute radius from you. Yes, there is a lot of driving in Texas, but when you're living in one of these master plan, or when you're living in one of the Dallas suburbs, most likely everything you need is going to be inside of that city. So you don't have to travel everywhere. The only time you're going to have to travel is when you want to go downtown, or to a different city. Maybe you want to catch a Cowboys game and you live in Plano, Texas. Like, that's going to be a 30-minute drive, but you're not driving that often. So let's just say you want to catch a Dallas Cowboys game. Yeah, you're going to be driving 30 minutes, but you don't have to worry about the traffic, and that's one of the things you do have to worry about in Dallas, Texas. If you're living in Dallas, Texas, you might gonna run into some traffic. If you're living in like Arlington, Grand Prairie, Fort Worth, there may be a little traffic, but it's not as bad as the traffic in Dallas, Texas. You don't have to worry about bumpy roads, the highways being all busted. Most of these highways that are connected to these master plan communities have been built or newly built, or they have a toll road connected to the master plan community. Not master plan community, but they have toll road connected to that city, which makes it easy for you to be able to get all around the Metroplex. So most of the suburbs, besides Fort Worth, it's going to take you about anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes to get to either Dallas or Fort Worth, Texas. If you're living in Fort Worth, you could take about 30 to 45 minutes to get anywhere around the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but it really just depends. So I hope this video has added value to you and help you make that move to Dallas, Texas move. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to my team. Check out one of these videos above to see everything there is to know about living in Dallas, Texas. Until next time, guys, deuces.